Emergency. This is not a test. Emergency video coming now. Big news.
Goal. Avellini. Here comes Peyton. And Peyton is in for the touchdown.
Unbelievable.
Takes it, Cade. 2-on-1. Hustling back is point up a shot. Score! Patrick Cade in overtime.
Ahead of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws. Out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the circle, puts the shot in the air. Good! The game's over, and the Bulls have won.
The pocket, so Ferguson was on the run, and you're going to see Wilbur Marshall come here and really flatten him. Oh, boy, did he really hit him.
Moving right in alone, the shot!
Looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all! It is caught!
Here's Bernard. Feeds it back. Hazar scores! From Hazar in overtime! And the Hawks won it 4-3.
Well, good morning. I'm AJ Neihart for Da Superfan Network, and this is an emergency. I call this an emergency video. I just woke up, basically. My alarm's set for 8, and then I fall back asleep for another 2 hours. I hate it, but we're not talking about me. As my window was open because I had no time, and I wanted to get this out immediately. As you can tell, the set isn't here either. I didn't want to set it up because this is an emergency. This is big stuff. As you can tell, I'm wearing a bunch of Bear stuff. I literally just put this on. I'm still wearing the USA shirt. Go USA. I have this on, and I got Bears hat on. And you're probably wondering, what the heck is going on? Well, if you haven't been looking at Twitter or on the internet today, if you're just waking up just like me, we have some big news with the Bears Stadium. What is this news? Well, the Chicago Bears released statement as Indiana committee passes Hammond Stadium bill. The Bears are one step closer to moving to Hammond, Indiana. This is what the statement said by the Bears. The passage of SB 27 would mark the most meaningful step forward in our stadium planning efforts to date. We are committed to finishing the remaining site-specific necessary due diligence to support our vision to build a world-class stadium near Wolf Lake area in Hammond, Indiana. We appreciate the leadership shown by Governor Braun, Speaker Hudson, Senator Mishler, and members of the Indiana General Assembly in establishing this critical framework and path forward to deliver a premier venue for all of Chicagoland and a destination for Bears fans and visitors from across the globe. We value our partnership and look forward to continuing to build our work relationship together. That was the statement by the Bears, and I'm reading this off of ABC 7 because they have a most recent version of the news when it comes to this. ABC 7 is from Chicago. I'm not going to try to say this person's name. Lisette Nunez. This came out at like 10:07 a.m. Eastern time. So a stadium bill for Hammond, this is what the article says, a stadium bill for the Hammond site passed out of Indiana Senate Committee 24-0. So all 24 people voted yes, and it will be going back to the Indiana House. The news comes as an Illinois House committee could have brought the Bears a step closer to a new stadium in Illinois, but that meeting was canceled. The House Revenue and Finance Committee canceled a meeting yesterday, to hear the mega project bill. Basically, the bill would have given a property tax break for the proposed stadium in Arlington Heights, which now might not even matter because they canceled the meeting. And the Indiana House is like, yep, 24-0. Well, the Senate, and we're going to send it back to the House. So I don't know if it says Thursday, but I don't know if it's this Thursday that they're sending it back. It could be today that they're sending it back, but it could be next Thursday that they're sending it because it says Thursday, and I don't know how fast this is moving. But this all of a sudden came up. I got this because of Instagram I guess, celeb. I'm not really gonna call him a celeb, but Connor Burns, he's a big Chicago Bears fan, and he does all Chicago Bears stuff. And he posted a video saying the Bears are moving to Hammond, Indiana. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. So then I did my own research. I looked at Twitter because Twitter has big news stuff. Like, it's not like Facebook where it's like, oh, is this like reliable? Twitter is the people. They have people that are straight from the source. So I looked at Twitter, but I looked at Twitter after looking on the internet, just looking up Bears Stadium news, and there's articles everywhere. And I read the articles a couple of the articles be like, okay, what is the consensus? What is happening? So what it looks like is that the Bears could move if things go smoothly, if Illinois doesn't swoop in and take this, which is going to be hard now because the Indiana Senate has passed it 24-0 in the vote and is now going to the House. So, and you canceled your meeting yesterday, which is weird because you canceled the meeting yesterday and then this gets passed today, which I don't know. That is very weird to me, that how that just happened. But it's like, really? You canceled your meeting. Now, Indiana is one step closer to having two football teams. Now, I will say, it's a really great idea. It's a really great idea because if I go onto Google Maps and I do directions and I go Chicago, Illinois, and I do Arlington Heights, it's about a 41-minute drive with the traffic. If I do Soldier Field to Arlington Heights, it's a 45-minute drive, including the traffic. Right now, there's bad traffic in the middle here, right around Portage Park and all that. The Portage Park district, if that's how it is, I'm not really sure. Let's see, where is this traffic actually at? By Union Ridge and Milwaukee Avenue. That's not important right now. But that's a 45-minute drive to the north. At that point, you're all the way in like Wheeling and Glenview and Hoffman Estates, like Palatine. You're passing Elk Grove Village, Schaumburg. You're passing that. Like, you're way outside of like Chicago. Now, if I do Soldier Field and I go to, what did they call it? They called it's Wolf Lake. If I go to Wolf Lake in Hammond, Indiana, that is a 30-minute drive. It is a 30-minute drive. And you know what's crazy about Wolf Lake? Wolf Lake the lake itself sits on the borderline for Indiana and Illinois. Now, if they're doing Illinois, what I think they're probably doing is they're going to put it somewhere near like Robertsdale, which would be close to Whiting, which would be kind of crazy. Which, if they put it in Whiting, for the people that are Polish and know Pierogi Fest, that would amplify Pierogi Fest even more if you had the Chicago Bears help it out. That'd be kind of cool. But somewhere here in Wolf Lake, I don't know exactly the right location, but somewhere across the border in Indiana, that would be about a 30-minute drive from the Soldier Field to Hammond. It's a 30-minute drive. So looking at it, it's a way better decision than going 45 minutes north. Plus, you're still in the Chicagoland area. You're still really, really close to the Illinois border, so you could still call them the Chicago Bears, which I guarantee you that's what they'll still call them, is the Chicago Bears, because Illinois can't do anything about that. Are you kidding me? And you can still see the beautiful skyline of Chicago if you build the stadium correctly. So, honestly, I like this move. When first hearing about it all the way back in like November, December, actually in December, because I was in Munster, Indiana. I was in Munster, Hammond. I was up there. I was up in that area. When I got the news that there were drills and stuff, trying to find good areas in Hammond to possibly build a stadium. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Hammond? What are we talking about here? Hold on. So I like this. And you know what's even better? It's probably a better choice than putting it in Gary. However, it will help Gary in some sort of way, probably. Probably not as big as actually having the stadium in Gary, but I'm like, there's probably a tons of space in Gary, but it's a good enough decision. Like Wolf Lake is a great decision because you're right by the border, so you can still call them the Chicago Bears and not have to be like, oh, it's the Gary Bears. Like, they're right on the border, and it's not that far away. It's only a 30-minute drive for people in Chicago. Is traffic bad? Yes, but it's a great, there's a great opportunity here, and I kind of like it. It's really good. It would make Indiana even crazier because now there'd be 2 teams in Indiana, but who cares about it? There's 2 teams in Indiana. It just makes me like the Bears more than the Colts. Yeah, it makes me like the Bears more than the Colts. But I think this is really cool. I think this is a great idea, and I'm kind of cool with it. It's right on the 8094, not by the 8094, but it's on I-90 right there. I-90 up in there. Like, I think this is a great idea, and I really like it. So hopefully that passes. Who knows what Illinois is doing? Illinois is all over the place with their politics and stuff, and that's just probably a good idea. When it comes to the taxes and all that, how they're going to do the finances and stuff, they're doing the finances the exact same way as they're doing the finances for Lucas Oil Stadium. So that's a pretty big plus. Now, let's talk about what I want for the stadium. There's only one specific thing that I want out of the stadium. You can build the stadium however you want. You can build the area however you want. The only thing that I want is that it's an open stadium. What I mean by that is I don't want no dome. I don't want no retractable roof. I want a stadium that can still do the elements. Because I say this because before the Bears-Packers wildcard game, there was a big snow precipitation came in, and it made the thing look like a snow globe. However, it didn't affect the game, but it was really cool. Football is an outdoor sport, and I want it to be an outdoor stadium. If you can find a way to make it like the Bills' new stadium where they're going to cover the fans but keep the field open and susceptible to weather, that's cool. That's awesome to me. I just want it to be able to be like, hey, we experienced the weather. Because 2 of the 4 stadiums already in the NFC North are indoor stadiums. The Lions have Ford Field. The Vikings have whatever their field is called. But both of those are indoors. The Packers are in Lambeau Field, and that's still outside. The Bears have Soldier Field right now, and that's still outside. I want this stadium to be an outdoor stadium. That's the only opinion I have about this. That I have a strong opinion about. Honestly, I don't care if the Bears are in Indiana. I don't care if the Bears are in Illinois. But I think this is a great thing. It's a great idea that the Bears are possibly moving to Indiana. That would be really, really cool. It would give me a better opportunity to actually go see them. So, I think this is great. But that is the end of this emergency video. I woke up, saw this. I was like, I got to make a video on this. So that's all I got for this video. I will get you a video later after the gold medal game for the women's hockey with USA versus Canada. By the way, that starts at 1:10 Eastern time. And right now, Sweden and Switzerland are playing right now for the bronze. And that score is, give me a second, tied at 1 with 11 minutes to go in the third period. By the time this is out, that game will probably be over. But if you get the chance, watch it. It's awesome. So, thank you so much. I will see you then.